right, let's get started. The Harris County Down Payment Assistance Program. The Community Service Department Down Payment Assistance Program can financially help you purchase your family's dream home in the Houston, Texas, Harris County area. If you are two things, income eligible and a first-time home buyer, or you have not owned a home in the past 3 years. We'll talk about that in more detail upcoming. Now, the maximum amount of the Harris County down payment assistance for a new or pre-existing home, you can receive up to $23,800, which is great. Now, there is a maximum purchase price for the home. For a pre-existing home, maximum purchase price is $200,000. Now, for a new home, the maximum purchase price is $228,000. Effective May 25th, 2018, there was a few changes. One thing was pre-existing homes must be built post 1978. So anything older than that, you cannot utilize this program. Now, we at the Eblen team and straightfromthebuilder.com, we always advocate brand new homes. So if you want to utilize this program, let us know and we'll find those builders that are building in those areas and at that price point that you guys can qualify. Now, with the rise of housing costs in Harris County, they implemented these changes that will allow more home buyers to meet the requirements. Uh, the 39% front end ratio and the 42% back end ratio. Now, we'll talk about that in more detail so you can get a better understanding. Now, a home buyer that needs an amount over $14,999, remember they'll give you a maximum, I believe we was it 23, whatever it was. But if you need a maximum more than that to meet the front end back end ratio, now that will incur an increase in their affordability period from 5 up to 10 years. And we'll talk about that a little bit more detail, kind of like keep that lingering in your head, and I'll explain that more. And also effective May 25th, 2018, the following things have to be included in your home buyer's closing costs. A 3-year home warranty on all pre-existing homes, okay? Maximum $500 per year. Generally, new homes come with their own warranties. You know, they go 1 year bumper to bumper up to 10-year structural. So you're okay with a brand new home, but for pre-existing, you have to at least have a 3-year home warranty. And also a 1-year flood insurance policy, maximum $500. Now, it's important that your lender or your real estate broker that you're working with understands this and knows this about this program and they're familiar with it, because then they know how to properly write your contracts, okay? The home you buy must be in an incorporated area of Harris County, which includes, I'm going to show you a link below with the zip codes. We're not going to show it right now, but I'll show you here later. And also a service area. I'll show you the map of the service area. Homes cannot be located in the following, even though it's Harris County, it cannot be located in the city of Houston, Texas jurisdiction. If you're paying taxes to city of Houston jurisdiction, you cannot do this program. Also Baytown, as well as Pasadena. Why? Because they have their own programs, which I will discuss in a next video. So be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, okay, and get educated on all these programs. But no, you cannot double dip. If you're in the city of Houston, you're going to utilize another program, which I'll have a link below. You can see my videos on that. Baytown has its own program, Pasadena as well, okay? Now let's go back to those service areas. Okay. Now they said zip codes. Now some zip codes, like this zip code is like huge, but the only areas that actually service that this program you can fall into is kind of here. I'm over here in the Kingwood, so I'm looking at that. So you have to look at this map. I would just say work with a lender and a real estate broker that works this program and is extremely familiar with this, okay? So because we know what those areas are. If you're looking for a brand new home with straight from a builder or just with the Eblen team and all, we're very schooled and educated on this map, so we'll know where exactly that is, where you can participate in this program. I'll also have a link below where you can see this map. You can kind of zoom in a little more, to kind of get more information. But yeah, it looks like a Dalmatian. It's a mess. It's got to be easier. But as you can see, the target areas are there, and you can see the non-service areas. You can look at the link below. All right, let's get into a little more. Now, to begin the DAP process, all applicants must take the home buyer certification program in person from HUD, an approved home buyer's education course provider, okay? I mean, if you are married and you have a husband and you're going to both be on the loan, both of you need to be in that class, okay, guys? And also below, I have a link where you can look at all the HUD approved home buyer education course providers. Now, to participate in this program, you must live in the new house or the pre-owned homes for a minimum of 5 years, okay? Remember how we talked about if you get over a certain amount, they may extend it a little bit more, okay? That's where it comes into place. Depending on how much you're awarded is how much time you have to physically live in this home prior to selling it, okay? Without getting penalized, all right? Okay, this is great. Buyers must have at least $350, okay? This is wonderful. Or half of the lender's down payment as required towards the purchase price to invest in the house. Guys, this is totally doable, really nice. Buyers cannot have more than 15,000 in liquid assets such as stocks, cash, or bonds. Buyers must have at least one credit score of 580. Guys, even though this is a minimum score thing, I'm going to encourage you to do what you can to get that score to at least a 640, okay? Because the higher your score, the better and easier it is to smoothly go through these programs, all right? All right, let's keep going. Buyers debt front end and ratios cannot exceed 39% and DTI cannot exceed 42% effective August 25th, 2014. Guys, this is very important and I'll show you how that works in more detail. Also, the buyers must be credited and program approved through one of the listed participating mortgage lenders in Harris County to receive the down payment assistance. Um, I have an amazing mortgage lender that works these programs in her sleep. Okay, so it's important to work with all these mortgage lenders are probably great, but I've worked with one particular one that's on this list, and I'm telling you, she can do it in her sleep. You want to work with a pro, especially with these programs, because they are not easy, especially on the lender's end. They have to know what they're doing. Okay, they have to know. And I have a recommended person. I know she knows what she's doing, and she's coming with all. I'm recommending her with all trust. But you can find her information below. But if you don't want to use them, you could choose whoever you want, but they have to be a participating mortgage lender with the Harris County to receive the down payment assistance, okay? Now, in order to qualify for down payment assistance, you must be a first-time home buyer. We kind of talked a bit about this, or not have owned a house for 3 years prior to applying for assistance, and be income qualified by the chart below. All right. And that's why the first thing you want to do, even before you can study these programs, it's great, but talk to a lender that is educated in all these different programs. And that's why I recommend the lender I do, because she can look at what you have, what you qualify for, and we can discuss what areas, with the broker, and then we can discuss what's going to best suit your need and find the best program for you. Because, for example, I'm sorry, let's go back to this. And, this is the income chart. Let's go back to that. Okay, so we're going to talk about this income chart. So let's say, for example, you have 4 family members. They're going to use your income in total, okay? They're going to determine from your paycheck Also determine if your checking, savings account, investment, retirement counts at a rate of 6%, plus any forms of income you might receive, such as child support, reoccurring gifts. It's all going to be included in this number. Okay, so if you got five, what did we say, four people living in a house, you guys cannot exceed a maximum income of 59,900. Okay, like I said before, going back to the making sure you're with a great lender and a great agent that knows this stuff. Sticking with us will just keep you in the clear. But if you're not with us, they need to know what they're doing. These things are super important, and so that they can work these numbers the way they need to be worked. Okay. Buyer is required to have a final signed household budget form from their approved home ownership educational provider. When you guys go through those that home buyers program, they will break all this down. Okay. Borrower, co-borrower, and or non-participating spouses are required to be U.S. citizens or permanent residents aliens. Make that very clear. Everybody needs to be a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident alien. If one of these are not, you don't qualify for the program. Okay. All right. In order to be considered for the down payment program, the following steps need to be followed in this order. Okay, first obtain your first time home buyer education certificate from one of the HUD approved providers. The home buyer's education certificate must be obtained in person and not through online course. This is different from a few others, but you cannot do this through online course with this particular program. For a list of provider education that list of providers, I have them in a link below. The first time home buyer's education no, now I'm getting tongue tied. The first time homebuyer education certification program is a federal mandate step. Okay, so that's the first time a homebuyer understands the full scope of buying a house, starting with the business process to the ongoing costs associated with staying in and maintaining the house. Guys, these programs are really great. I have set in on them, and even if you're not qualify for this program, if you're a first time home buyer and you got a whole bunch of, you're going to do something different, it's totally worth taking this course because it is so eye opening, especially if you're not in the business of real estate all the time. This is a great course to take, no matter what. All right, so number two, click on the following link for a list of Harris County participating mortgage lenders that have specialized in DAP program training. For you to be considered for a DAP program, the lender you select must be on the list. Again, my preferred lender is totally on the list. She's on a whole bunch of lists. So if you stick with her, you're good throughout the whole whatever you decide to do. But there's a list, there's a link below, and you can see those lists of participating mortgage lenders. Now, decide which lender you'd like to meet with. Although these participating mortgage lenders are on the Harris County, they're going to tell you, even though they're on that list, you must be your consumer who must be careful when selecting these companies that you feel most comfortable with. As part of the interviewing As part of that, you need to be interviewing these companies, reviewing their website, ask them about the service rate in obtaining these DAP fundings. Yeah, I might do it, but how many have you actually closed? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people that claim to be real estate agents, but how many homes have you actually sold? Okay, so even though they say they done it, how many of these programs have they closed successfully? My lender that I refer, she has closed a ton of them. So going with her, you won't go, but you don't have to go with her. I would talk to her, but I'm telling you, she's great. If she says she can do it and you're good to go, you're good to go. Okay. But also ask the mortgage lender to pre-approve you for a mortgage. You need to find out if you have the potential to qualify for a mortgage loan and DAP funding. Okay, before you go out looking at houses and fall in love, you want to finish this pre-approval. Okay, so that way you know what you qualify for and the funding you're going to be qualified, eligible to receive, and then we can go out and search for a home. That way, when you find the home you like and love, we can put in that offer. No fights, no fuss, no hustle. It's the best way. Get approved before you go looking at houses. All right, number 5, begin to coordinate the required information, which includes 2 months of bank statements, 2 years of income tax returns, 2 month pay statements and other supportive income information such as child support, etc. Birth certificates on everyone that will be residing in the house. Everybody. Marriage certificates or divorce papers, copies of driver's license, social security cards. Buyers required to have a final signed, we talked about this before, buyers required to have a final signed household budget for their approved home ownership education provider. Guys, this is what you are going to make sure you're giving to your lender. Your lender's probably going to make sure these people, they work in cahoots, like not in cahoots, but they work together to make sure they have what you need, okay? We're all working together to get you to meet the end goal of you closing on the house, okay? So this is just a list of few things. I'm telling you, they might ask for more. Work with them, get it. They're gonna ask you for more. Don't expect that just to be all. All right, where we are now. Depending on your situation, um, there could be other information, like I just said, that you will need to supply to Harris County, but that will be determined before or during your interview with the Harris County DAP loan underwriter. Everything is very open. If you have questions, they're there to answer. And everyone wants the same goal. We want to put you in a house. We want to help get you this money if we can, if you qualify.